All right, Leafs talk. JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. Leafs blow another one. 3-goal lead. They did it. They blew it to the Islanders, and then they blew this game. Like,
yeah.
2 straight games where the Leafs have blown big leads against opponents while they're chasing the playoffs. And tonight, I thought
we were precious loser point tonight. I thought for sure we're barreling towards it. Didn't even get it tonight.
I got a confession to make. That okay? I know everybody. I think if you're a Leafs fan right now, from my, you know me, I don't really like to go on the old Twitter during the games. I like to stay off of it. But here's my quick glance at what people are going to be blaming tonight. All right, they're going to be blaming the penalty kill, the Top Guns, the refs. Right? Like this is are we hitting the checklist?
Those are all perfect.
Yeah, I mean, but we should also blame me, who bet the Leafs to go to overtime, because remember I said after last game. I mushed them. I think, hey, listen, you can blame Mitch Marner, you can blame William Nylander, you can blame the refs, whatever. You could, as Akon once said famously, put the blame on me. Put the blame on me.
What a song that is.
That's a great song. I think it's. I don't know if it holds the test of time though. I think it's
probably not.
I think it was about some pretty shady things that I don't think it would really work too well in 2024, which it is now. Dude, I thought we were going to be having a great time tonight. I thought this was going to be a quick in, quick out. Wow, way to go, Leafs. Boy, the Avs really don't do a great job of defending their own net. Morgan Riley, brilliant to start. They're getting some secondary scoring, some good punch down the lineup again. I'm saying these are the things they need. This is the kind of night they need against good teams, right? And then it falls apart like a punched wedding cake. It sucked. That game sucked.
There's a couple different ways to look at this. Would you like to start with the positive way to look at it?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm really twisting my own arm here to go here. Okay. So I'll start with this. That, just I'm having a tough time here. Let me just dig deep into my brain. That you're right there with one of the Stanley Cup contenders. You get a big lead. Of course, you blow it, but they're going to score some goals. I understand that. You're right there with them. And, you get in the third period, you get jobbed a few calls where you would have had power plays. I know their power play hasn't been good. They get jobbed a few calls. You're right there with them. And your third string goalie lets one in through his chest from the top of the circle. So, you're right there with them. The negative side of it is that you had your 3 stars on your team, or 4 stars. Tavares, he didn't feel like he didn't play a lot in this game, Tavares, but your stars on your team were just not even close to the stars in the other game. Like, there's no comparison between the stars. And you watch Nathan MacKinnon, who eventually scores the eventual game winner. And did he have a goal before that? I'm just trying to think back of who they scored. Yeah, Johnny 1503 for Johnny T. I'm trying to think of who scored their goals.
Yeah, no, Tavares played. It was just, it was not a great game for him. I was gonna say, it's low for him. Well, yeah, they loaded up the top line, and they thought they thought other lines were going tonight. They've been doing more balancing down the lineup recently. Now that they really trust the third and fourth lines a little bit more. But yeah, anyways, go on.
So McKinnon scores a game winner and has an assist. Mikko Rantanen scores. I mean, Jonathan Drouin's playing on their top line. So there are 3 guys that are playing up in there. Ross Colton gets the empty netter, and Cogliano gets another one.
Yeah.
Anyways, it just was a massive discrepancy between, I don't ever want to hear the conversation about Matthews and McKinnon. It's, there's people who are like, oh, I think maybe Matthews, maybe the guy right behind. It's like, sure, he's an incredible goal scorer, but Nathan MacKinnon is a force of nature. This is, whatever you want to say about Matthews, whatever you want to say about the Leafs stars, they're unbelievable, but they're not in the conversation with MacKinnon. MacKinnon is a wrecking ball. This guy is up and down the ice. It's like he had a goal and an assist. Felt like he could have had 5 points tonight. Just, he had the puck in his stick so much. I was just incredibly impressed by them. And I just thought that the Leafs stars, he kind of made them, he was their daddy tonight, it felt like.
I feel like there's only, to me, there's only 3 guys that just consistently feel like they can take over hockey games where you just feel their presence every single shift. And it's Kucherov, it's McKinnon, and it's McDavid.
Yeah.
Kucherov,
he does for sure, but it's not as consistent. Just not as consistent.
I agree.
But he definitely has his moments. Yeah.
It's not. I'm just saying that those 3 guys have it where it just goes, every single shift you just feel when they're on, it's a different animal. Matthews, again, it's going to get twisted. People are going to be pissed about this, but I feel like he does it for a period and then not a game. Like he can take over for a period. He scores better than anybody on the planet. I really do think that there's a chance he goes down as the best goal scorer of all time. But you're right. There's levels to the game, and McKinnon is just one of those guys. He's the closest thing we have in the league to McDavid, and tonight it was a reminder of it. I really like that point. I got to be honest with you. I'm really not. The Leafs are too far down the track for me to be giving them like moral victories of hanging in there with a good team when they're at home and they had a 3-goal lead.
Why do you think my positive spin was 2 seconds and my negative spin was 25 minutes here?
Bro,
like,
I'm with you.
I'm just saying.
I'm just rebutting. I'm just continuing the conversation. I'm just playing off of what you're saying. I just like they got caved in for 2 periods of this hockey game.
They really
I didn't think it was particularly close. I think you're like the whistle wasn't going the Leafs' way, but I actually thought the Leafs got away with some missed calls too throughout that game. Like that could have gone for the Avs. Thought that the penalty on McCabe was just 2 nights in a row or 2 games in a row where he's just gone full bozo. But before we get to refs, point about the Stars. Yeah.
Before we get to refs, I said to you before we started that there was something that made me really happy out of this game.
Yeah, what is it?
And it's that, there's been a lot of talk by American hockey people and American hockey media about how it's like, oh, we're the best. Like, we're coming for you. And it's like, America just doesn't have what McKinnon is. McKinnon is just Canadian hockey supremacy.
I love
it's true.
Spin. Buddy,
I
know I'm with you.
Buddy, like he is Canadian hockey phenom personified. Cares more than everyone, heart and soul, run you through a brick wall, score a goal, do whatever he wants.
Nasty edge to him, like
heart and soul. Like every guy on the team's afraid to go out for a donut because he's gonna cut them. Like he's an unbelievable, he's an animal. All he cares about is hockey. Look at their defenseman, Cale Makar. Cale Makar had the puck on his stick for half the game tonight. He's incredible. Like, don't come at me anymore, USA. Watch McKinnon play hockey. Like that tonight, I was like, as the Leafs are getting filled in, I'm like, at least we still got Canada. We got Canada.
Well,
boys. Like,
in theory, someday they say. So they say someday.
Yeah. But like, Canada, we're fine. Like,
sure.
I see y'all like wit, and there's like, oh, we're gonna be better than you. It's like, be careful, okay? Careful. Just like we're still Canada. We're still Canada. So
I get it.
That was my pot. What made me feel
that's a nice positive spin. But to the star point, I think that's the thing that frustrated me the most about tonight is Sheldon Keefe goes and says, "Okay, I'm going to load up with the top boys.
Yeah,
I'm going to put the money line together. The big money boys are all going to play together. Nylander just got a big old bag of cash. Marner's trying to get his. Matthews should be using McKinnon as a litmus test. They're starting to get caved in. Did you feel the presence of the 3 uber duper multimillionaires tonight? Like, did you feel like, wow, they were really pressing the Avalanche? Like, no, that to me is one of the most disappointing things about all of this is just those guys played a ton and I wasn't really feeling them for large stretches of the hockey game.
Yeah. Like Willie played the most there of the 3. And I couldn't tell you one thing he did to earn the promotion. Like, is there one moment in the game where you're like, oh, wow, Willie really has jumped in these first 2
I have
periods?
one note of him. He made a really sharp play on the PK that I liked.
But it's like, are you like, elevate Domi, elevate Yarncroc, elevate Holmberg? Are you watching the game, Sheldon? Did you see who was dominating for you? That third line was unbelievable.
Yep.
Holmberg looked like I don't know, the 229 snap. Best players on the ice.
Yeah, that was the best. I sent in asking for the clips of McKinnon, and you were like, "Which one?
Which 29?" No, but he was awesome, and it's like it felt like they stopped using a little bit, and it's just like let's go back to the old dice roll, stacking the 3 guys that have not been very good. It's like I know they make the most, I know they're the stars, but if you're watching the same game I'm watching, Domi was excellent tonight, and we've seen his ability to play up in the lineup. Remember when Matthews was hurt and they put him with Marner and they had they have 3 or 4 points that night together. They were awesome. And it's like Domi was so good tonight. It's like, this is a perfect opportunity. You ride the hot hand. You see a guy that's playing well. He's put him up. But no, instead you got to be like, you know what? Let's load up the line. That never works. Like, when have those 3 guys got, they feel like the only time they ever score when they're on the ice together is on a power play. They never score together.
You know what's even more of a piss off though is like the second line becomes completely nothing, and you go, all right, so all these guys are making 13 and $11 million now with Mitch just train the 13 percenters, let's call them, because everybody's getting 13% or more, right? It's cap percentage.
Are the 13%.
The 13 percenters. How about you split them all up and you let them all drive a line and you try to find some balance in your lineup? Like, what you have when you play the top guys together, and they weren't going. And so if you're going to do the blender thing, I'm totally with you. Try to see something that you haven't seen before. Put Domi up. Put Pontus Holmberg up. He was playing well. He was playing hard the entire game. He was engaged. He was one of the only guys on the ice tonight that I was like, oh, consistently was awesome. Start to finish was Pontus Holmberg. So, no, dude, I think it's a great point. I'm totally with you. And when people get frustrated with Sheldon Keefe, I think this is one of the big issues that I have with him is he's the dice roll guy, the dice move. You know, he does it too much. When he gets backed into a corner, it's the same move every single time. Load it up, load it up.
Domi played 11:53 tonight. It's not enough for how he was playing. It's just not enough. Pontus Holmberg played 10 minutes tonight. It's not enough for how he's going. It's like he talked about it in I don't know when it was, but one of his availabilities, how he's trusting his bottom six more. It's like the second you get into a tight game where you're getting caved, your top guys are getting caved in, you don't give them a look. Just bad one tonight.
To you too.
Bad one tonight for Sheldon.
Don't you feel like the Leafs were just playing for overtime too? Like the last,
no question,
the last like 15 minutes of the hockey game, they just went fully into, okay, we're just trying to get this point. We're just trying to hold them off. Don't score on us. We won't score on you. I did not like tonight. I really did not. It's funny too, because my first period notes are just all positive, me glowing. And then the later this game goes, it's just sour in the notepad.
I just thought even like the first maybe 3 minutes of the game, I was like, oh boy, the Leafs might get filled in here. Like the way that they look fast, big, strong, rolling four lines, good decor. Like that Devon Taves, maybe the most underrated guy in the league. Like he is awesome defensively. And really with McCarr, like that's our top pairing for Team Canada. Sorry to go back to Team Canada, but we're fine.
You don't have to apologize.
Those guys are our top pairing. They're our top pairing. They're studs. They're so good together. It's just, I don't know, man. I think we have to go to the officiating here because it's the number one thing. Everybody's pissed off about it. We're never ref guys. We actually never talk about refs on the show, which people who listen all the time will understand that. And okay, the one that really gets me, and it's not the cross check on Matthews because I think that play happens a lot. I didn't
think that was a penalty.
I think Manson just caught him in the sweet spot and it hurt. Like he extended, the puck was on his extent. He extended, caught him in the sweet spot. It hurt. The slash was it on Liljegren? The slash. That one is just got to get called. The puck's on his stick. It's up in the hands. That's been called every time since the lockout came out. And then to go down here and you have McCabe do the stupid thing. Clearly he's hot. He's mad. A little bit of a dive from Rantanen coming up here. Maybe not.
Sure, but that come on, pretty hard. He's got his head down.
It's a stupid play. But in the space time continuum, that doesn't happen if you just call a clear penalty, a slash on the hands with a guy with a puck in his stick. Their power play's been wretched anyway. I understand it, but like there was a few things in the third period there where I think Leaf fans have a legitimate gripe with the refs, but ultimately this game doesn't come down to the officiating. I just think we had to address it. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, the reason the Leafs lost that game is officiating. You have to be stupid to think that. The reason they lost it is because their stars shrunk against the other team's stars. But it's just... there's some missed ones. So there you go. There's your chunk of meat, Leaf fans. That's all I got for you.
Hey, buddy, I think you're cooking tonight. All right. I think you're cooking. So I was going to keep feeding you. Like I just keep giving you the ball. Just keep giving you the ball. You're cooking. I agree. I don't think that it was the best officiating. I thought that was obviously a missed call. Yeah. That you're right. That one you usually see get called.
Can't do that. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. What did I say last game? What did I say last game about McCabe? This is what he is. He's the guy on your team that gives you the physical presence, which you do like. He's a guy on your team that will jump up in the rush and sometimes makes a good play, which is nice. He's an aggressive player that brings... Listen, dude, the Leafs are a pretty passive-ass team. I think we can say that pretty conclusively at this point. Like, not a lot of guys that have the thump of McCabe. So you need what he has. But boy, does he ever we always say it, makes brain-dead plays because he's got that horniness to make the big hit and to make the big play. And I said it last time, I'm just repeating myself, but you just got to live with it for him because you need his element on the team.
Joe, how long of a clip do we have of the game winner from McKinnon? Because it's just a terrible shift from McCabe. And I hate to go back down the road, but there's a point in that play where it's Riley and Liljegren. I think Riley and Liljegren were together, or Riley and Brody were together. Anyways, they have the puck in the zone with Willie, Matthews, and Nylander. And they've had a lot of possession for the whole shift here, and they're really doing well. Anyways, it doesn't show it here. But they go off. You see Benoit come on, and Benoit's over in his spot, left side, just standing there. And they got the puck down below the goal line. And McCabe, they have possession. Their three best players on the team have possession in the offensive zone. And McCabe comes flying down to the hash marks, like stick on the ice. And it's just like, I know you're an aggressive guy, but you got to pick your spots. You're in a 1-1 game, a 3-3 game, a tie game with one of the best teams in the league. The puck goes out towards, he's not there. He's twisted up. He's chasing McKinnon. McKinnon comes back, puts the stop signs on him. He's all horned up. He goes flying into the corner and he shoots it in the net. It's just, he gets so aggro and like you like it, but I know you got to live with some of this, but I'm not living with this one. It's a tie game against a team. Like, you're looking for a point here.
He's cost them a minimum, you could say, in the last two games of, I would say 2 points.
It's just, it wasn't pretty tonight again for him. And I know there was a lot of guys that it wasn't pretty for, but that one in particular really bugged me. It's a winning goal.
I was going to say, outside of Morgan Riley, I actually, and some, again, good plays from Benoit, especially considering who he is. He just pops to me as someone who makes a good positive play, plays within himself. Thought he was solid again tonight. But the blue line to me was actually, this was a reminder of, boy, it's not great. They've been papering it together this season and they've gotten away with it. They've gotten points. And then Nylander just kind of grabbed all of the conversation of, hey, this team needs another defenseman to try to figure this thing out. And again, great first period. Liljegren gets a goal. That was nice. Morgan Riley makes what I think is maybe his play of the season, right? Just doesn't give up on a play. Beautiful zone exit, like gets a puck, exits the zone, chases the puck down, catches the defender, like basically sleeping. I think was it Manson?
Yeah, he picked his pocket.
Yeah,
he stole his cookies from the cookie jar.
They're expecting him just to turn and go to the bench, and he's like, no, I'm Morgan Riley. I'm going to do this, and he flips a backhand goal.
His first career backhand goal, I think.
Yeah,
I've never seen him score in the backhand ever.
Yeah,
it might be.
He does have that 20-goal season where he'd probably have to run that one back, and maybe he's got one in there. But no, that's not really his move. But beautiful play by Morgan Riley. I was gushing him out. I thought tonight was going to be Riley talk the way that he played the first period. He was awesome. Everybody else,
there's something to be said, though, about what you're talking about with the decor and them patching it together. Like, they've had a pretty easy schedule here. And I believe, according to some sites, they have the hardest strength of schedule left.
Well, I can tell you right now that they jump from they have the second hardest schedule remaining. Number 1 is Boston. 2 is the Leafs. The Athletic put this together.
Yeah. Okay.
They jump from, I think I actually have it. But it's a pretty significant jump in strength of schedule. And dude, you see it right now. Like, this is the start of what they play the Avs. Then they've got the Red Wings tomorrow night. And then they've got the Canadian teams, the Oilers. Like, they're going to be playing the Flames. And
Kraken have won 9 in a row. Jets have won 8 in a row. Like, they're going on a really tough stretch here.
They play the Canucks next Saturday. This is a tough stretch for the Leafs. This is, honestly, dude, this is going to be big time narrative time heading into the All-Star break. No Wool. They're going to have to play Samsonov or Hildeby. By the way, I wanted to ask you that, actually. Does today not getting any points, does it change your opinion on who you play? I think you have to play Hildeby now. You go, because I don't think Samsonov gives you a chance. I think you maybe could have got cute if you got 2 points tonight and said, all right, we're not going to mess with this. Now I think you got to go with the upside play of Hildeby. I was always like, probably play Hildeby anyways, but now I think it's sort of locked in stone. You gotta put somebody in there where if he doesn't get scored on the first goal of the night, doesn't kill the team on a back-to-back.
No chance you can put Samsonov in. It's got to be Hildeby. And the fact that they didn't commit to Samsonov today, who is with the team, tells me all I need to know.
Buddy, you know what told me all I need to know is when Samsonov came back and they went, we're not letting him talk to the media. And Sheldon Keefe said, you guys could make it worse. I went, if you got to hide the guy, if you're not playing him in the AHL, you're not giving him to the media, and you're hiding him and not announcing who the goaltender is going to be going into Sunday, I think they're leaning to playing Hilton.
Kipper actually nailed it on Friday. He said they should have played him on the Friday night for the Marlies. It's like, why not play him? Like, he has a bad start there. Like, he's got no value anyway. It's like it's a Friday night start against the Sens farm team. You can't do that. It's like it's not gonna. He goes in tomorrow night and gets lit up. It's not like he has value. Maybe let him see a couple pucks. I don't know. What they're playing with him.
It's pretty clear the situation is they just want him. They think it's all mental. Yeah, they want him away from the ice, and that they want him protected. And they like, I don't know. I think that the only reason that they're not playing him is because they know his confidence is completely shot. But if you're not playing him in the AHL and you think it's that bad, then I don't see how you could be playing him for the first time in the NHL. So yeah, I think it's going to be Hildeby tomorrow. Yeah. Anyways, this was a disappointing one.
I got quick thing for you here. Yeah. All-star jerseys. I mean, just to keep the theme of me being mad tonight, we'll keep the theme going here.
Listen, bro, can I jump in on this first just quickly just to say you and I are both Bieber guys. We're Bieber guys.
Diehard Bieber guy.
We have always been Bieber guys. Like, we've been Bieber guys going back to the original Bieber flow. Yes. Like, we didn't jump on the Bieber wagon late. We were 100%. There in the dark times when everyone would mock us and we would say, "Hey, the kid's got talent." We would send around that.
Good Stratford boy. Don't you say those things about him.
That's always been us. Okay, sending people his cover of Fast Car and saying, banger. You can't you got to be elite to cover that song that way. I'd love the Biebs. I've said it for a while that the Leafs have done way too much with Bieber now. Like, they jumped the shark. I think you disagreed with me on the last one. You said it's for the kids, and I try to get reminded about that. And maybe this is what the kids like. The kids want these Bieber. I think they've jumped the shark with Bieber. It's gotten into the Drake zone where it's gone. Like, the Raptors took it too far with Drake. The Leafs have now taken it too far with Bieber, and they don't know how the hell to get off the ride.
I like you laid out. Love the Biebs and
love the Biebs.
Diehard Biebs guy, but
big time believer.
Got to say, this is above the Biebs. This is the NHL All-Star Game in the Mecca of hockey. Like, it matters the most here, and
I don't like any of them. I just can't decide which one of them is the ugliest one. Is the only thing.
Drew House is gonna make the NHL All-Star jerseys. Like, you have a chance here. And I usually don't care about this stuff at all because I don't have to be immersed in it. I don't care about it. It's the NHL All-Star Game, but having it in Toronto does matter. It's the biggest market that matters the most. I'm sorry if you're not a Leaf fan listening to this, but it's just the truth. Matters the most. It's the Leaf fans. And it's like, this can't be the jersey. What? I don't, it's just so bad, man. And like, I tried, like, me, Mr. Zag on jerseys sometimes.
I know. Yeah,
I couldn't zag. I just couldn't zag and be like, this is nice. I asked Joe to do a little homework for me, and they, like, since it's the classic in Toronto, can we just get a variation of this? Like,
why not that?
But every single other jersey, we've done a throwback for every team. Every team's done a jersey. We're having it in Toronto. It's the biggest market. It matters the most. All the stars coming here. There's $1 million on the line in the skills competition. It seems like there's a little bit more buzz than usual. And make it a throwback. Look at those. Look at those jerseys, man. Oh my God. Oh, look at that bucket on old Denise Savard there. That bucket is horrendous.
For those of you that are listening and not watching YouTube,
sorry.
The beautiful orange ones with the big NHL logo in them.
Yes. They're so nice. So just do something like that. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. The Biebs can be present. The Biebs can be doing concerts. The Biebs can be around. I want to see shots of the Biebs like Taylor Swift at Arrowhead freezing her, off. I want everyone there, but I don't need him to design the jersey. I think it's too much. I think it's way too much. It's a bad look. I'm sorry. It makes the Leafs look candy ass. It does. It's a bad look.
This is the thing. And this is just part of the NHL too. And I think it happens to other professional sports, but not like hockey, where they get someone likes them a little bit, or there's like a little bit of cool, like John Hamm, right? John Hamm likes the St. Louis Blues. And then they're like, John Hamm everywhere. 100%. And it's just, they beat it into the ground because there's not a million celebrities that love the NHL, or there's not a super cool factor with the NHL. And so whenever they get a little morsel, They can't just be cool. They can't just be chill about it.
No,
They can't just
right.
have their little bite.
So right about
they can't
this.
just have their little
you're
bite.
cooking.
They gotta eat the whole cake, and then everybody's got a tummy ache. Look at that, go like, oh, why did we eat the whole cake? Why did we eat the whole Bieber cake? Like if you're turning the number 1 and 2 Bieber guys against Bieber stuff, you've gone too far. You've gone too far. So I'm with you. There
could have been a variation with that logo and those colors, or like it just didn't have to be that insanely over the top.
I know.
It just they took it to the next level. It's embarrassing.
The thing is like I am reminded that we're old now, and that the All-Star game, this is the old. I hate this take, but it's so true. It's like, it's for the kids. Why are you mad? It's for the kids. It's not for you guys. You're old. You got 1 foot in the ground. You're dirt. So
how soon until
kids love it?
How soon until Eilish Forfar is rocking one of those jerseys?
Monday.
She's on the horn right now.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. Yeah, it's.
Show said that someone said Sam McKee admits he's a Bieber fan. I cannot take anything he says serious ever again. Get a life.
Yeah,
come on. He's an international superstar from our neck of the woods. The guy lives in Kitchener, Ontario. He goes to the Leafs games. What's not to love, man? He cares. He cares.
Again, listen, all I got to say to the Bieber haters is put into YouTube Justin Bieber Fast Car.
Yeah, and say that's bad.
Watch him sing Fast Car and tell me that he stinks and that you know what? This that never gets the extra side tangent. We're going way too long. There's a football game.
Yeah,
but the people who still hate Bieber, it's just you're insecure. Okay, I'm sorry, but you're insecure.
Same people that hate Nickelback.
You say you're doing this because you're like, I hate him, I hate his music, because you feel like someone will make fun of you if you say you like it, and so you're out there going, he sucks, he stinks, he's brutal. No, man, he's good. The Biebs is good. All right,
I tell you, man,
pop star.
Take it from me, who I was Mr. I hate country music my whole life. I pretended to hate country music for 25, 30 years. Not 25, 35 and a half years. I pretended to hate country music. Yeah. And this last summer, I just had an epiphany. I'm like, I love this. I've always loved this. And I thought I was Mr. Cool Guy saying I don't like it. And now I listen to Creed and the Biebs and Nickelback, Luke Combs, like whatever it is. Like, it's okay. Okay. Yeah. So don't have to be hard on Biebs just because you think you're cool. Okay, we can go now.
Yeah. You can like cool music. And you can also like pop music too. And
for sure.
And you know what? I feel bad going after Bieber after Mos Def ruined Drake today for everybody. Mos Def changed the way that we'll listen to Drake forever. Anyway, okay, subscribe to the podcast, leave 5 stars, hit the thumbs up, do all those nice things. Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkis, at Sammy McKee. I assume you got nothing else, right?
I'm all good, brother.
All right, sweet. We will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I forgot the football.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. Rings. Yeah, not right. It's not right. But we'll see you then. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.